Hello, my garden. It's your best bud Schiller the Doberman here, and today's topic is a very tangled vine of pity, manipulation, victim playing, and a ton of toxic topics. This video is informative to help you all understand the controversy of being the protogen. Let's hop into this whirlpool, shall we, guys? Alright. So you may or may not have heard of the controversy surrounding someone named Bean the Protogen, or now commonly known as K the Knight. Bean was a friend of mine and a few other YouTubers. His relaxed nature made it easy for us to get along with him. Or a lot of people anyway. Unfortunately though, around the 16th and 17th of March 2024, on a fateful weekend, things changed for the worse. While Bean was already having a downward spiral before this, the incident changed how many view him today. The first shift that led to this downfall was an incident regarding some friends of mine and a very terrible user. This user has made inappropriate things in my friend's OCs and harassed people and suggested making more for others. While this didn't include Bean at the time, he found out about the incident, especially one regarding a friend of mine named Biggs, and made a comment on how they should ban the user. While I supported the effort, especially since the user had taken down the inappropriate things much long after, Bean didn't let that go. Eventually, this led to the largest reason to Bean's inevitable controversy. Bean making false allegations towards a good friend of mine, named Neo. Speaking of how Neo was the main account of the creator who created the inappropriate stuff of people's OCs. These unfortunate allegations, which were entirely false, caused a shift in his support. While I do understand these allegations were not entirely his fault, as a user by the name of Nate, the Komodo, Nate, said the fact that Neo was the main account, it still is Bean's fault for not doing research and just pointing blame. Bean eventually apologizes in a very crappy apology, but not before making many other posts relating to him stating things like I should quit YouTube, as well as you all hate me, and much more useless blackmail and an attempt to shame himself and gain self-pity. He begins to try and milk off people's support and gets angry when things don't go his way. Bean had done much more before his rage tangents in community posts, as he took one outburst on a live that I was currently in. He goes out stating the removal of Bean his Sona and replacement with K the Knight, and stating things of himself hating himself because of his posts about the support of inappropriate artists. This was all before he targeted Neo, my good friend. He eventually gets aggressive in the live chat and is undoubtedly an ass to everyone in the chat. I suggested adopting and doing a process of getting his old name, Bean, as he said he would most likely get rid of it, before eventually him lashing out at me, as well as him lashing out at everyone when they called him by his new channel name, and had a very huge hissy fit and feeling different, and saying that we hated him or his new persona, even though no one had ever mentioned it before. Eventually, this caused uncomfort of both the creator and stressing a lot of people out, even causing one creator to leave the YouTube platform. Undoubtedly, he made many moderators, including myself, threaten to time him out multiple times due to his negativity and how uncomfortable he had made everyone feel in that chat. He had used the controversy to try and gain our pity and milk us of our support, like he had done many times before. Eventually, Bean did leave the chat alone and the creator, and made another crappy apology to everyone. Though, after making more crappy apologies, and threatening to leave the YouTube platform multiple times without any signs of him actually leaving, I had made a statement warning people of his toxicity and outright disgusting behaviors because of this, telling them to upright don't believe a word he says due to the fact of him always playing victim, when in actuality, it was all his fault. Eventually, with many getting fed up with his bullshit, people unsubscribed, including me, and just blocked him from our channels for good. After a while, he left the platform, speaking of him finally quitting. With all of us who were manipulated, overall used by his toxicity, we thought we had finally ridden of him, and could actually breathe for once. That was until he returned the next day, unsurprisingly, and spoke of a new, fresh start. Speaking of not caring what people thought anymore and was going to ignore us. Now, he's made many new posts, nothing but the drama, and hopefully he's moved on. But honestly, I don't think he will ever leave, until his channel gets terminated anyway. Now, that doesn't mean go mass report the guy or harass him. I would just say this is an experience for everyone to learn from, and to just now steer clear of him, his shenanigans, and anyone who is involved in the cause of this mass drama. As he won't change, and I doubt neither of the people who caused this ever will.